Today we're going to do the first day of lesson 3.4, simplifying expressions. So please take out your notebook and label the next blank page 3.4, simplifying expressions. At any point in time during this lesson, feel free to pause it to catch up or write down an answer, and then you can start it up again. So we're going to start out with three vocabulary terms I want you to put into your notebook. The first one is term. A term is a variable, number, or combination of a variable and number. And then I want you to add that they are separated by either addition or subtraction. So I'm not going to give you not examples. Examples of this would be like 4x plus 5y plus 10. 4x is a term, 5y is a term, 10 is a term, separated by either pluses or minuses. The second vocabulary word is like terms. They are terms that have the same variable and power. So examples would be 4x, 5x. It would also be 10y squared and 2y squared. Those are examples, and I'm not going to give you not examples. Finally, we have a coefficient. That is the number in front of a variable. So 4x, 4 is the coefficient. 10y, 10 is the coefficient. Those are the coefficients, and we're going to be using those when we combine like terms. Pause the video to finish it, otherwise we're going to keep going. So we're going to do this one together. We're going to circle the like terms. So in your head, think about which ones are the same. We have an x here, we have an x here. Those are the same. So those are our like terms. 5 does not have an x. 4y has a y, not an x. So those are not like terms. Letter B is a little bit different. Remember, they have to look exactly the same. So 5xy and 4xy. 2x doesn't have a y, 3y does not have an x, so we can't use those. We also said that it has to be the same variable with the same power. So for letter C, 9x squared and 3x squared are going to be like terms. 10 does not have an x squared, and 2x does not have a squared on it. Look at letter D. You think about which ones are like terms. We have 10r, 6r, and 3r. We cannot include 8r squared because it's got the squared on it. So let's look at true or false. Does 4 times 7 equal 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7? That would be false because we have one too many 7s. 3 times 7 would be true because there's 3 7s. 5 times 3, we have 5 3s, so that would be true. 3 times n, we have 3 n's. That would be true. 4x. Here's an x, but then there's 3 x's here, so that would equal 5x. This is false. 4x, we have 2 x's right here, plus another one, So 2, 3, 4, that would be true. Now we're going to fill in the blank. What would you put in the blank if you wanted 7x? I have 2 x's here. I need 5 x's. To get 10n, what would I add to 3n? I would add 7n. Few more. Only now we're going to go the other way. We're going to say what it equals. If I have 11 h's plus 3 h's, that gives me 14 h's. I take my coefficients and I add them together because that's the sign in between. For the next one, we have 6k plus a k. There's a 1 technically in front of the k. To help us put them together, we would get 7k. 6 plus 1 is 7. How many 32s am I adding together? I'm adding 4 of them. Here I've got x squared. I got 4 of them, so 4x squared. I have 3y's plus 2y squared. So that gives me that one. Take a moment and write these 4 problems down in your notebook. Pause the video, and then we're going to do these all together. And we're going to do this a couple of times, so you may be pausing the video quite a bit. In order to put our like terms together decently, we're going to draw a box around each term, including the sign that's in front of it. Now we're going to put these together. I've got a W here and I've got a W there. So 2W plus 3W is going to give me 5W. Again, put boxes around each term. I've got a B and I've got a B. This is a 1B. So if I put them together, I've got 3B. Same thing, put boxes around each term. Always include the sign that's in front. I can put these two together because they're y's. So 3 plus 7 is 10y. And because this minus 6 is all by itself, I'm just going to add it to the end. Boxes. This is what we're going to do for every single problem when we're combining like terms. I can put 5m together with 6m. 5 plus 6 is 11m. So we're done with those two. I have a positive 2 and a positive 1, so that gives me a positive 3. Again, pause the video, take time to write the problems down. Now we're going to put the boxes around it. 9x plus a negative 7 minus 2 minus 3x. We have to pay attention to those signs. I can put this one together and this one together because they have an x, but take a look at the coefficients. I have 9 minus 3, so 9 minus 3 is 6. So we got 6x. We're done with these two. Now we have a negative 7 minus 2, which gives us a negative 9. So we're going to subtract 9. Pay attention to those signs in between. Letter F, draw our boxes. Now, I'm going to make this easy. Here in this box, I'm subtracting a negative. So I'm going to double dash and make it a positive. It's just going to make life easier. So I've got 8r minus 5r, that gives me 3r, plus 2r, that gives me 5r. So I put those 3 together, and the 3 is by itself, so I'm just going to add 3. Boxes, we may not need it by now, but we're still going to do it. They both have a's, so what's 10 minus 14? That gives me a negative 4a. Okay, we're going to add the squareds in there now. So pause the video, write these 4 down. Here we go. Let's put boxes around them. They both have b squared. So what's a negative 3 minus 4? That gives me a negative 7b squared. Again, boxes. Always put boxes around it. This y squared is all by itself. There isn't any other y squared, so we're just going to bring that over. 3y squared, done with that one. Now I've got a y here and a y there, but this is a minus 1y. So I got minus 2 minus 1. That gives me minus 3y. And the plus 7 I can just add onto the end. Okay, J, put boxes. I always start with the squared ones. That's the way that I was taught, so that's the way that I'm going to do it. There isn't any other m squared, so 4m squared goes right at the beginning. I'm done with that one. I have 5m minus 1, so 5 minus 1 is a positive 4, so plus 4m. I'm done with my 2m's, and the plus 4 I can just add onto the end. Okay, letter K, put the boxes. I don't have any m squareds. I don't have any other variables, so I've got a negative 5 minus 4. That gives me negative 9m. I'm done with my m's. What's a negative 9 plus 2? That gives me a negative 7, so I would subtract 7. Try these on your own, and I will tell you right now, M is a little tricky, but pause the video, write them down, put boxes around them, and try to simplify them on your own. Here we go, boxes. I'm going to put my G's together. I got a +1 minus 6. That gives me a negative 5G. I'm done with those. I got a negative 7 plus 1. That gives me a negative 6. Put my boxes around each term. I have negative 9 plus 8. That gives me a negative 1x. Oops, I forgot this x. Let me take that back. I'll erase this. Plus another x, that's going to give me 0x. I got a +3 minus 3, that gives me 0. Or I could just write 0. Last one, put my boxes around it. Don't forget to double dash. We have minus and negative, so I'm going to double dash. If I put negative 7 plus 10, that gives me 3x. Minus 5x gives me a negative 2x. And then I just add the minus 15 at the end. If you have questions, please make sure you ask. Otherwise, your homework does not include this. I'm going to give you a homework of a review sheet. The first page is writing equations. The second page is writing inequalities. And the third page is graphing inequalities. And this is due the next class. If you have questions, please feel free to let me know. Good luck.